Geek Myths, a novel about life, love, and the pursuit of sonic screwdrivers. Available in paperback and Kindle edition from Amazon.
Scanning for audio.
Hello and welcome to the second of three rather special podcasts. This time talking about, well, you probably already know all this, the 10th Doctor Volume 3. Now, this one kind of follows on from the 10th Doctor Volume 1, not Volume 2. Or is it Volume 2? But you know all that already. It's another Donna story. And because this is a carcast, you know I'm pushed for time. So I just wanted to share my drive to work with you, if that's alright, as I talk about 1 Mile Down. Jenny T. Colgan. It's the second one, because obviously this is the week of specials, so you're getting all of the stories together. That makes sense. Now, this one's got the Judoon in it. It's got the Judoon. I do not mind the Judoon. Problem with the Judoon on audio, yes, you know all this, is that all Judoons sound the same. Is that racist? Probably. They are all space rhinos. Yeah, and of course it's just been announced that the Judoon are going to be in the next Jodie Whittaker season. So that's alright. That's nice. Lovely. Right? It's nice. I've got a feeling that the entirety of this whole new season's going to be old villains. Well, reoccurring villains. But that's another conversation for another time. Right, what you've got is an underwater city, not Atlantis. No, not Atlantis. Doctor Who's done that too many times. On an alien world that has the feel of the sort of thing that Hal Bennett would be involved in. You know the one in the Chase, which is like an ex-water world that's now a desert world? Yeah, well, it's like in much earlier bit of the evolution where it's still a water world. And the Doctor's been years ago when it was untouched, you know, very snobby in that kind of way that the middle class are about the whole thing. Oh yes, I went to Alicante when it was just fields and a marketplace. Now, of course, it's all spoiled. That kind of conversation. You do hear that. You really, really do hear that. So the Doctor's being like that. No, he takes Donna. Now, this story is remarkable for one massive reason. I am being sarcastic. It's remarkable because it's the very first appearance, to my knowledge, of Crocs in a Doctor Who story. Not flip-flops. Oh no. Now, they're not named because obviously it's a brand name. But she does have plastic shoes that she can take on holiday. Possibly jellies. But anyway, she takes them away and they squeak. As far as I'm concerned, Donna is wearing Crocs on holiday. Yes, I've always loved Donna, but this makes it just brilliant. And you know what? Yes, I've discussed the memes and the recurring themes that you get that make a Doctor Who story a Doctor Who story of a certain era. You discuss the bees. You discuss something being on somebody's back. You discuss that kind of thing. And it's a shorthand way of making something a 10th Doctor story. Yes, having the actors and the characters in makes it different, makes it more acceptable, more noticeable. But that's not really a problem. It's not really worthy of mentioning. What is worthy of mentioning is that Donna is such a well-defined character that when she's not written well, you can see it, but she's so spot on incarnated here as to be ridiculous. This one, in fact all three of them, tick the box that says, yeah, this is as if Doctor Who's on in another room and I just can't see it right now. Also, the fish people effects, absolutely superb. Oh, tell you what, here's the synopsis. 3.2, 1 Mile Down, by Jenny T. Colgan. Donna and the Doctor take a holiday in the beautiful underwater city of Vallarasee. Things have changed since the Doctor last swam through Vallarasee. Is now enclosed in an airdome with Judoon patrolling historic sites. Now, instead of tourists wearing breathing helmets, native Finns are forced to adapt. But leaks are trickling into the dome. The Judoon must be persuaded that disaster is imminent, or thousands will be trapped as the water rises. So, I loved this story. I mean, alright, it didn't tick as many boxes as, say, the first one, the ghost story, but it's on an alien world. It's got a bigger budget. It's got the Judoon. The child Judoon is hilarious. Seriously, you can imagine them hiring a kid who would have appeared, well, I don't know, at conventions in years to come, where you'd go, oh, you can now play a proper Judoon, can't you, because you're very tall. Everyone would say that. And it would just be ridiculous. Okay, so, is it a good story? Without question. Has everyone hit the mark totally? Look, this was almost 11 years ago, and it feels like yesterday. You know what? We've had a handful of Doctors since this, and I forgot. While I was listening to this, all I could think of is, Tennant's the Doctor. He's 3 Doctors ago. He's the Troughton to the current Doctor's, well, Davidson. That puts things into perspective, really, doesn't it? Davison, I know people always pick me up on that, but there's a reason I say Davidson instead of Davison. It's because that's what was written on the front of Doctor Who magazine, and it just became a habit, and I repeated it, and it was really ridiculous. And I know he got annoyed, but he's actually called Moffat in real life, so what do I know? Right, that's explained that glitch. Tennant was the Doctor when I started podcasting, and that was a long time ago. It just feels so real, so brilliant. Yes, I could see the resolution coming, but that worked. You know what? That's part of the enjoyment. Thinking for a second that you're as clever as the characters in a Doctor Who story makes you feel better. It really does. It makes you feel smug, and it also gives you that wonderful sense of ownership and belonging. I just can't enthuse enough about this. And having the Intergalactic National Trust, yeah. But also, one of the main themes and the recurring themes of the Tennant era was that the baddies in the stories are almost always human. I wouldn't say always. But the people doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons are human. Not because they're driven, not because anything else. It's just greed. And that, well, I suspect is a theme of Russell's work in general. The unbearable crappiness of the human race. In this incarnation, the Doctor, I think, was the most embarrassed that he looked like a human being. But I suspect that's just me reading my own readings onto the text. Forgive me for that. I've been responsible for it before. Do I recommend this? Of course I do. But you'll be wanting it anyway. And if you get it now, you can always order the nice, deluxe, shiny, limited edition box that looks great with your DVDs. Yeah, DVDs, remember them? So with that, I'll fade away. And if this is the Omnibus edition, I won't be playing you the trailer. But if this isn't the Omnibus edition, here's the trailer for all 3, because they never got round to releasing individual trailers. So until next time, be seeing you.
Dr. John Smith, meet the wife.
Donna. I'm Sylvia, her mother.
And I'm her granddad, Wilf.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions, The 10th Doctor Adventures, Volume 3.
Do you believe in ghosts, the supernatural, aliens, demons?
No. Well, you've met the mother-in-law. Listen to that.
Look out! Come to Vallarasee, the great lost city, sunk in history beneath the waves.
Vallarasee, the fabled underwater city.
My engineers are reporting more leaks.
Yo, bo, so no, go low.
What was that?
A Judoon.
A rude hippo.
We're under like 5,000 feet of water. There's bound to be some puddles.
Am I mad, or is it running down the walls?
Oh, yeah.
This is London, December 5th of 1952.
Work that out. What's the matter?
This smog, it's the worst this city ever sees. People are going to die.
There's something in there! Moving! Dancing about in the night! I saw it!
Ah, there's something in the air tonight, definitely.
No! Get away from me! Get away! Get them off! Just hold on!
Can't you do something?
I'm trying!
I'm the doctor. You don't want to get on the wrong side of me.
Big Finish. We love stories.
That's me, the doctor, full of love and cuddles. Boop.
Did you just boop me on the nose?
Yeah. Boop.
On Saturday the 31st of August 2019, Hooverville returns. The Derby Quad brings us the best Little Doctor Who convention in the world. Guests announced so far include Andrew Smith, Ingrid Oliver, Osgood, Sophia Miles, Madame Pompadour, the girl in the fireplace, Nabil Shaban, who played Syl, Christopher Ryan, Lord Kiv in Mind Warp, and General Stahl in the Sontaran Stratagem, Edward Russell, former Doctor Who brand manager, Rob Ritchie, 3D animator on the Macra Terror, Keith Barnfather from Real Time Pictures, Chris Chapman, Doctor Who VAM producer, James Burgess, model maker on Mission to the Own remake, and there are sponsored guests including Michael E. Bride, director, and Simon Fisher Becker, who played Dorian Maltivar. There are still guests to be announced, and some of them are pretty impressive. So get yourself over to the Derby Quad website and book yourself a ticket for Saturday the 31st of August 2019. See you there. That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.